Now, a few weeks ago, I taught you how to plot some linear functions, linear equations, okay, using a table of values, okay? So I just want you to practice that, okay? So what I need you to do is copy the tables into your book and fill them in correctly, and then make an axis in your book and put these lines in the right place, okay? So stop your video and have a go at that. Okay, so here would be the answers for what goes in the tables. Okay. And I'm going to now click this button here. We're going to link to what those lines should look like. Okay, so hopefully that'll work. Why is that not working? Here we go. Okay, so that's linking now to what the answers look like. Okay, so that's roughly what the first one should look like. Second one would look a little bit like that. Third one would look like that blue line there, okay, roughly. If you need me to explain any of that in more detail, please let me know, okay? But check your lines. I'll put them all up so you can see them. There's your three lines. You know, if you've done all of them on one picture, it should look something roughly like that. Okay? So you're able to plot straight line graphs. Okay? Now what we're going to do is we're going to plot quadratics. Okay? We're going to plot a quadratic. So we're going to pick a really, really easy one. The first thing you need to do is put in the... look, you've got to fill in the table. Okay, so this is where BIDMAS comes into play. So I'm just going to copy it out. First one is y equals x squared. That's the equation we'd like to plot as a graph. And we're being told what x values to pick. -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3. And now find out what the relevant y values should be. Well, always start with the positive ones because it's easier. Okay, so we're simply saying if if x equals 3, then y must be 3 squared, which will be 9. Okay, now what if x is equal to 2? It will be 4. What if x is equal to 1? Y will be equal to 1. What if x is equal to 0? Y will be equal to 0. Be careful with your negatives. What if y is equal to -1? It will become -1 squared. Remember, a negative times a negative is a positive, so that will be +1. Okay, and then y is equal to -2 squared. Negative times a negative is a positive, it's +4. Y is equal to -3 squared, then -3 squared is +9. So these are the values, okay? So let me just copy them in. So it's going to be 9, 4, 1, 0, 1, 4, 9. Now exactly the same as I did when we did straight line. We're just going to plot those coordinate points. So we've got 3, 9. That's there. 2, 4. That's there. 1, 1. That is there. 0, 0. That is there. -1, +1 will be there. -2, 4 will be there. -3, 9 is here. Now, what you need to do is connect these up. You will not connect them up with a ruler because this is a curve. Plot the curves. So no ruler used. What it needs to be is like a smooth baby's bottom. Okay, a smooth baby's bottom. And you will find, should go through all of the points, you will find that a quadratic is always a nice U shape or an N shape that we call a parabola. We call it a parabola. It's a nice U shape or an N shape. It should be nice and smooth. There are no straight lines. Okay, so we don't use a ruler. We try and connect them up as best we can by hand. And that is what it will look like. Okay? Now, if you get something that doesn't look like a parabola, doesn't look like a U or an N, you did it wrong, you need to go back and check. So if you get something that's sort of doing that, you did something wrong. Okay? You need to go back and check. It will be a nice smooth U or an N shape as long as it's a quadratics, x squared, something x squared. Let's do B. So we need to go back here. B was, what was it, 10 minus x squared? I'll check that in a second. 10 minus x squared. Let's just get rid of all of the working out from the last question. Okay, so let's just check we're doing the right one. So minus x squared plus 10. Well, that's the same thing, actually. We were asked for y equals negative x squared plus 10. Well, that's the same thing. I've just turned it around. So I had the question right. So let's work out what the values of y need to be for certain x values. So y is equal to, start with the positive ones, 10 minus 3 squared. Use BIDMAS. That's equal to 1. Okay, y is equal to 10 minus 2 squared. Please, please, please use BIDMAS. And use those brackets so you don't get it wrong. 10 minus 4 is equal to 6. Okay, y is equal to 10 minus 1 squared, which is going to be 10 minus 1, which is going to be equal to 9. What if x is equal to 0, y equals 10 minus 0 squared, which is equal to 10? Okay, what if y is equal to negative 1? So we're doing 10 minus negative 1 squared. This is why it's so important that you use brackets. Okay, negative 1 squared is positive 1, so we're going to basically come back down to 9. Okay, you can see what's happening here. It's following a pattern, isn't it? 10 minus negative 2 squared. Negative 2 squared is 4. So we're getting 6. Hopefully you can see the pattern. The last one is going to be 1. Okay, and you can check it by actually substituting it in. So we've got 1, 6, 9, 10, 9, 6, 1. Now remember, it's got to look like a U or an N. So let's do 3, 1, that would be here. 2, 6, that would be here. 1, 9, that would be here. 0, 10, that's here. And then we're falling back down. And we can see it's working quite nicely. Remember, connect it up with a smooth curve. Smooth curve. And the curve, remember, it goes on forever and ever and ever. So this time it was an N shape. That doesn't matter, U or N, but it is a parabola shape. Okay, so I know I did it right because I didn't get any weird kind of shape that might look something like that or any other weird shape. It's just got a smooth N or a smooth U. If you don't get that, you did it wrong. Students, don't listen to me. You don't listen about what shape it has to be, a U or an N. And so when they get something that's not a U or an N, they don't know they've done it wrong. Okay? And part of being a good mathematician is knowing you did something wrong. You will make mistakes, you will get things wrong, but you should know because you understand things. Okay? Right, let's do the last one. Y equals x squared minus 2x minus 3. So let's delete all of our other working out. It was x squared minus 2x minus 3, I believe. And this time the x values have changed. We only want it between minus 2 and positive 4. So I need to change these. Okay. So we want x values, we're told to pick between minus 2 and 4. Now, you'll notice that this is actually the same question we did in the warm-up activities. So I already know some of the answers. I know what is when x equals 0, 1, and minus 1. which was minus 3, minus 5, and 0. So let's just put them in because I already know them. When x is equal to 1, y is equal to minus 5, that's minus 3, and that is 0. So I don't need to work them out, I already know. Okay. What about when x is equal to 2? Then y is equal to 2 squared minus 2 times 2 minus 3. 2 squared is 4, minus 2 times 2 is 4, minus 3. The answer is negative 3. Let's just put the ones we already knew in. Minus 3, minus 5, and that was 0. I'll bet you any money that if I put 3 in, I'm going to get 0. So y is equal to 3 squared minus 2 times 3 minus 3, which is 9, minus 6, minus 3, which is 0. I'm right. And it's just because I'm looking at the pattern, basically. What about when x is equal to 4? Y is equal to 4 squared minus 2 times 4 minus 3. So that's 16 minus 8 minus 3, which is positive 5, I believe. And I bet you any money it'll be the same with minus 2. You can check yourselves. I'll show you what to put in. Y is equal to minus 2 squared minus 2 times minus 2 minus 3. And I bet you any money the answer comes out to be 5. Okay? But you can check that yourself. But it will be. Okay, so let's put those numbers in. So minus 3, 0, 5, and 5. So we're going to plot, let me just delete the other one. We're going to plot 4, 5, that's there. 3, 0, 3, 0, that's there. 2, negative 3, that's there. 1, negative 5, that's there. 0, negative 3, that's there. Minus 1, 0, that's there. And minus 2, 5, that's there. And connect up with a smooth baby's bottom. A smooth baby's bottom, not a scraggly old man's bottom. So it'll look something like that. Okay, I could have done that a bit better at the bottom. Okay, so I've got a U shape this time. U shape. It will either be a U or an N. If it's not a nice smooth U or N, then you did something wrong. Let's go back and check. Okay? Right, what I'd like you to do, please, is have a go at doing these ones yourself. Now, if you're in class, I've got paper axes for you to use. If you're at home, I've included the attachment. I've included the Word document with an axis that you can print out to do this, to do the plotting. Okay, so you copy the tables, fill in the tables, and then use the axes to plot them. Okay, so stop your video and have a go. Okay, so here's what should go in the tables. All right, and then this is what your graphs should look like. Okay, so there's the first one. It would look something like this. Okay, second one, something like that. And third one, something like that. Just check that it's going through all the right points. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. Okay, now have a go at doing these three yourself. So you need to make the tables. Look at the x values that it wants you to use. So between minus 3 and 3 for A, between minus 1 and 5 for B, and between minus 1 and 5 for C. Okay, so have a go at them. Do them on, print off another sheet of paper with axes and see if you can do it. Okay, here are the answers. Okay, first one, 2x squared looks something like that. Okay, second one, you're going to get an N shape. And then third one, you'll get something like that. Okay, so just check that you've done them right. If you're not getting smooth U or a smooth N, you did it wrong. You need to go back and check. And your maths will work out really, really nicely. Okay, right, I'm going to stop the video there. There's one more